God exists. His message is one. I began to understand His book is one. And His nation is one. And His faith is one. And His Messiah is one. We believe in one God. He brought the children of Israel. In fact, in Amos chapter 9 verse 15, He says, I will plant them in their land, and no longer shall they be pulled out of that land. How is it possible that we failed 6-day war, the war of Yom Kippur, 1948, and all the terrorist activity that we did, we could not destroy that little nation called Israel? For I am God and there is no other. I am God, there is none like me, foretelling the end from the beginning. He had thousands of these declarations in this manuscript that I began to unravel in 1993 in my attempt to convert my poor wife to Islam. Where are the corruptions you're talking about in the Bible, of course? I had thought sincerely that when I did my prayer, asking the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to show me the truth, I had the Quran and the Bible side by side, comparing both manuscripts. And I wanted to ask God for help. And I wanted a neutral prayer that both Muslims, Jews, and Christians will agree to, since I want to make sure that I'm addressing God in the proper fashion. So I said the most neutral prayer will be in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Muslims believe in Abraham, supposedly, and Jacob, supposedly, and they believe in God. And Jews and Christians will agree. So I said, in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, show me the truth. I suspect the Quran is better than the Bible. But you show me the truth. And if you show me the truth, I will do your will in my life. I will do anything you want. Anything. I will go to the end of the world. You just show me your truth. You know what happens when you pray in the name of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Here's what happens. You dialed the right number. You dialed the right number. Somebody on the other side picks up. I've been calling you all this time. How come you never answered? Well, you've been dialing the wrong number. I began to read that in every context in the Bible where Jesus is present, where God is present on the earth, and nations are being mentioned in which He will fight, every single one of them is Muslim. Every single one. I began to look at Psalm chapter 83. But Psalm 82, verse 8, it says, Arise, O God, judge the earth, for you shall inherit all nations. The Lord Himself will arise from His throne for that specific incident to judge the following nations. It's the most amazing piece of prophecy in the Bible. Yet when I became a believer and walked into a church, no one ever knew about the stuff that I was talking about. We were studying the book of Acts every single month and never got to these things that's in the Bible regarding these prophetic things. God will arise to judge the nations, and then He mentions them one by one. They have said, come and let us cut them off from becoming a nation, that the name of Israel be remembered no more. For they form a confederacy against you, the tents of Edom and the Ishmaelites. Who are these people? Muslim. And I began to read, Assyria came to their aid, do to them as he did to Zeb and Zalmunna. Who is Zeb and Zalmunna? Zebah and Zalmunna, verse 11. I hope you brought your Bibles with you. The American mindset would look at Zebah and Zalmunna, would skip. We don't know who that is, and they keep going on. In other words, what will happen to these people is exactly what happened to Zebah and Zalmunna. And what happened to Zebah and Zalmunna? It's in the book of Judges, chapter 8. I believe verse 26. With the story of Gideon. You've heard of the story of Gideon? Now, who is Gideon? How much of the Bible is prophetic?